Redwood Massacre. Can't get any more generic sounding than that, can we?
Body bags where horror lies.
Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to week 117 here on Body Bags. I'm your host Moodz616, and thank you once again for stopping in on this Sunday, guys. Yeah, week 117 is here, and yes, I got another random review for y'all today. This one here is from 2014, and I know this originally came out in the UK last year on DVD, and I'm assuming Blu-ray, I don't know, because it's actually a film from the UK. And we just got a media release here for this film in 2015. And I remember not really hearing a lot of buzz about it, but I remember coming across this film last year. And the title caught my attention because I'm a big fan of anything with massacre in the title. I always have to see it or own it or whatever. And of course, the film in question here is called The Redwood Massacre. Yes, this is a UK production from 2014. And yeah, you pretty much guessed what it is right away. It's a slasher film, so... But getting into the premise of this one, it's basically about a group of friends that head out to this famous legendary site where they call the Redwood House. Apparently 20 years earlier at this Redwood House, this farmer went nuts. He went nuts and killed his wife and his two kids. And, it just became this big legend, because there was this huge massacre there and, it got all abandoned and stuff like that. But anyways, 20 years later, this group of friends heads out there to do some partying and things like that, do some R&R, do some partying. And of course, it doesn't go so well for them because as soon as they get there, they start getting picked off one by one by this mysterious killer in the woods. So, but yeah, that's the premise of the film. Now, my thoughts on this one. Yeah, pretty basic setup. We've seen this setup a million times in slasher films. Does this one separate itself, from all the generic slasher films? Not really a whole lot, to be honest. But I will say this one was really entertaining. And what I mean by that is because I was impressed by the pacing of this film. I was really enthralled right from the get-go of this one because it gets into it right away. You got these group of friends, there's not a lot of goofing around, fucking around, stupid dialogue and stupid things happening. They get out to the woods, they tell some stories, and they tell a couple different variations of the legend of the killer and what happens and things like that. And I kind of like that now because you're convinced that it's one way and then, a girl's telling the real legend of the story and things like that. I kind of like that setup, But anyways, there's not a lot of character development in this one, I will say, because right away they start getting, some people end up missing and they start getting killed, picked off one by one. So there isn't a lot of character development. And generally, in these type of slasher films, I really do like some, character development so you can kind of root or not root for the characters and things like that. But in this one, it didn't really affect me a whole lot. I was just like, okay. And you start to understand why it doesn't really matter so much because the killings in the film are pretty brutal. And, at first I wasn't really digging the look of the killer a whole lot. I was liking that he was really bulky and his mask was okay, but as the film kind of progressed, I really got a liking towards the killer because he was vicious. A lot of blood in this one, not so much gore, but there is some gory parts, but a lot of vicious kills, punching through people, using axes, just a lot of punching and just vicious fucking kills in this. And it kind of got me enthralled and I really liked it, so I didn't really care that there wasn't a lot going on with the characters and things like that. So another thing I really liked about the film was the setting. The old house that they used in the middle of the woods and stuff, it felt really kind of authentic and just awesome. I don't know where they found this house, but it looked awesome, and from the outside and in the inside, it was really cool. It was a huge ass house, really worn down, and there was this basement, where all the shit's happening and stuff, and it was a really cool setup, or real cool setting to the film and things like that. But yeah, really, with slasher films like this with very generic setups, like, a group of friends go out to the bush, start getting picked off one by one, you generally need something to kind of separate it, to kind of give it that edge on, all the other generic type slasher films. And like I said, man, this one right here just probably has its kills and its pacing. It's not really a whole lot more separating itself from the rest of the pack, but I really did start to enjoy this one. I think it kind of loses a little bit of steam towards the third act, and then it picks up and it kind of loses a little bit of steam again, which is kind of a shame. But, you know, overall, I really did enjoy the film. It's a quick watch. You know, it says it's 82 minutes on here, and I looked on IMDb, and it said 82 minutes on there, and every other source said 82 minutes. This DVD, which is a Canadian release, is 85 minutes. So I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, you know, I really did kind of dig this one. I thought the score was really good. I thought it was really well shot. Like I said, the setting was really good. It was well edited too. But just the color of the blood and just the viciousness of the kills and the killer himself, I thought was fantastic. And surprisingly, the body count actually is pretty high in this film, considering, you know, there's only a group of like 5 friends that head out to the woods. But there is some other people that get involved, and, you know, they end up, you know, succumbing to the, you know, the vicious killer right here. But again, I thought it was really cool with, you know, the 2 different kind of storylines and stuff, and it was definitely worth the watch. You know, it's not like a whole lot different from a lot of things, but it is what it is. The Redwood Massacre, if I had to rate this one, I'm gonna give it a solid like 6.5 out of 10. You know, it would have been a lot higher if it had some twists and turns in it, and just some other things, maybe like a kind of different ending and things like that. It would have been a lot higher, but definitely watch it for, you know, a quick watch. It's worth it. Bloody, like the kills, like the viciousness of it. There's actually one part in the film that kind of, you know, made me do that. Kind of made my jaw drop a little bit. I was like, it's pretty fucking cool. But yeah, Redwood Massacre, check it out. That's gonna do it for week 117. 117. That's right, 117. See you guys next week in 118. Peace out, homies. We will have you hooked from the very first minute to the very last. I can't really complain with that. It was kind of cool. Gorehounds will love it. Zang. Slasher film of the year? I don't think so. But it's not terrible. Yeah. Fuck this shit, man. Being all stupid and shit.